So, this girl has been your identity, I believe, for like months, right? For weeks. You looked everywhere for her. You searched the country, pulled your hair out, nearly jumped off a bridge because of your depression relating to her, right? You finally go see her, but that's it. It was uneventful. It can't be uneventful.
Alright, maybe uneventful wasn't the right word. There were things happened, but I don't want to talk about it.
Why not? I know how important it is to you. I know that in the back of your head, it takes up 57 to 70% of your brain. I know you're still thinking about it. I know you're still reliving it. I know you're probably thinking about Charlotte's little face right now. So, why don't you want to talk to me about it? Is it me, or is it just because you're pulling the stubborn, strong, silent type thing?
Well, it's because it happened. I experienced it. It's over. And now I'm sitting at a table with the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And I want to focus on her and what we have.
You know, before you, I thought that I was immune to compliments. I thought that you hear them, it's like drinking soda, gives you a little bit of an energy spike, and wow. But when you give me a compliment, it actually feels good. I'll give you that. But let's not be a magician with our words and try to distract me from what I want to know. Tell me what happened.
You really care. You're actually genuinely interested in my life and everything that comes with it. And you don't get fatigued when I talk about stuff or try not to talk about stuff.
Yeah, it's a major part of your life, and I'm interested in you as a person and your interests and what makes you feel alive, what keeps you breathing. So why wouldn't I be interested? Look, just because you may or may not have like ruined some relationships by dwelling, there's a difference between dwelling and talking about things. I can talk to you about what happened with Charlotte while whatever, you know, we'll have the conversation, it'll end, we'll go in the living room and we'll watch TV. What's so bad about that?
It's baggage. When I talk about it, it's always felt like baggage to me. And you're different. You're fun. You're cool to be around. So I don't want to bring that baggage and do the same thing I've always done. It's almost like being sung happy birthday, right? People are singing it to you. Imagine if you're just sitting there and you're like, hey, my ankle hurts. You know, why ruin the good time?
You thought you were Charlotte's dad, and then you realized you weren't, but you still love her like you are her dad. To me, that's very attractive. That's a nice quality in a human being, to love something even if it may not make sense to love it back. I'm not putting down Miranda, I'm not putting down Tiffany. Maybe I'll put down Shay, God rest her soul. But to make those things about you feel like they're baggage, selfish, wrong. It's not baggage, it's a quality. And it's okay if you love Charlotte and want to talk about her from time to time.
Well, I guess with me, and I want to own up to it, I ran Charlotte into the ground, you know, talking about her with people in my past and before my last ex. The conversations me and Miranda had, I made them go on way too long, and I never let things go, and I don't want to do that.
You know why people run things into the ground? because typically it's a subject that hasn't been resolved for that person. You weren't getting what you wanted out of Miranda emotionally. You weren't getting what you wanted in terms of solutions out of Tiffany, maybe. I could be wrong. They're not here to defend themselves, so I don't want to talk about them too much. Can you just tell me what happened?
Okay, well, I got there, and the second that I get there, start to get these like almost palpitations. Cause you gotta imagine I've been looking for Charlotte. There, she's all in the house, you know, on the other side of the wall. It's finally happening. So before I entered the house, I pulled the producer aside and said, hey, I don't want this filmed. I want this moment to be between me and my former daughter. I want it to be personal, and I want to be present. I don't want to have a giant light in my eyes and camera. No. And I see, you know, I spoke to Miranda and I saw Charlotte. First wave of emotion was happiness. Seeing her, you know, with her toys and moving around, she's healthy. Then I got sad because she's not the same baby, and she's definitely not my daughter. And it's almost like she was a stranger. Same thing with Miranda. Then after that, camera crew came in, and I met Miranda's dad, who gave me the third degree and questioned me and asked if I cared about Miranda and Charlotte and why I hurt them.
Oh, so Miranda's dad is a prick. I don't know Miranda. I'm sure she's a wonderful woman, but her dad sounds like a prick.
Nah, I don't mean to frame him like we were cool at the end of the conversation.
But overall, how do you feel? Do you want to continue seeing Charlotte even though she's not your daughter? Did you feel weird being in Miranda's house? Where do you stand? Did you fall in love with her? I'm just kidding.
I didn't fall in love with her, and I told you I wouldn't. Okay? Weirdly enough, after seeing this little person that I've been looking for and getting this closure, I kind of felt like I can move on. Not can, I want. I felt like there was nothing there for me. It was almost like going back to an old job, thinking your buddies were going to be there, but everyone moved on. I felt like I had something back here that I was missing.
So it was like closure for you. You feel like you shut the door.
I'll always love Charlotte. She'll always be the girl who I thought was my daughter. But you, I've been playing video games with Joey. He's got me playing his Switch, and it's fun. And when you get a new game, all you want to do is play it and be around it. And to me, you're like a new video game.
So you want to play me? Is that it?
No. See, you make me laugh. I'm just, you know, not to break the fourth wall. You know now how this internet shit works. Producers say, what do you want to talk about today? What are you guys gonna cover? And then they give you a suggested time frame to hit, right? We want you to go that long today. Try to make it, you know, if you can't, you can't. It is what it is. Make it good. be real with one another, right? Every time I walk back to the producer and say, everyone good with that? I'm leaving today or whatever. And they tell me how long time was. I'm always blown away. Talking to you, I could do this for 6 hours. When, no offense to Tiffany, I dreaded those scenes with her, and I didn't look forward to hanging out with her. But I told myself that I did. She's a wonderful, wonderful girl. Very smart. Comes from a nice background. Way better than me at many things. But I didn't have the spark with her that I have with you.
You're not a bad guy. I think you're misunderstood. I think that you met Miranda at the worst time for you, and you met Miranda at the worst time for her. And I think I can say this as your girlfriend. If you both met each other before you met anyone else, I think you'd be married. And if you weren't infertile, you would have a bunch of kids with her, and you'd be happy. And I don't think you'd have any stupid baggage, and I don't think you'd be the type of person to drone on and on and on about your problems. I think, not to put her down, I just don't think you both were meant to be, you and Shay. I think that she wanted something else and settled for you, making you feel less than, and it messed you up, and then you weren't ready for Miranda, and you entered into this relationship with Miranda, fell in love, and you were unequipped to be with her. Fast forward to your next girlfriend. Sorry that I made you into a case study, but I'm interested in you. Tiffany. I think you wanted her to be Miranda, but she wasn't. And that's not fair to her. Now you're on to me. And I think you know who you are as a person, and I think you're ready for a relationship.
I just don't understand why you talk about me like, and why you're so interested in me, where you act like I'm a catch. I can't give you kids. Not that it gives someone self-worth, but you know what I mean. If you want kids, I'm not the guy. And man, before you, my life was a mess. But you talk about me like I don't know. Let's go back to video game, like I'm a new gaming system or something.
Because I know who I am. I have my own life. I have my own identity. I don't need you. I don't need you at all. But I want you. And I'm interested in you. It's not really more complicated than that. I will never put you on a pedestal. But I can still talk about you like I care about you. I don't know why you think that you're not worth that.
I don't feel worth it because, I don't know. I've always felt like I'm less than. And I guess I overtalk because I feel that way.
Well, Brian Montgomery, no matter what anyone's ever made you feel, and no matter how you feel about your own body and what it can and cannot do, you're worth it. You have value. It's not your job and money that makes you valuable either. Believe me, I know.
You know, you said you were my girlfriend. You caught that?
I did. That was wrong of me to assume. Am I your girlfriend or no? I don't have to be if you don't want me to be.
No. You're my girlfriend. I mean, we did what we did a few times now, without clothes. I don't just want to be your guy that does that with you. I want to be your boyfriend. But also, You just spoke about, jobs and stuff. If you're my girlfriend and I've seen you the way I've seen you, you've seen me the way, you've seen me, I still don't know your job. You still haven't told me that.
I may be your girlfriend and I may be massively interested in you and want to hear about your life and all that, but you're never obligated to tell me anything. And I would like the same privileges.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna push it.